Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my little friend here with me today. Evie, would you like to say hello? No? So today I wanted to sit down and film a little update for you all, and for myself. I wanted to make this video just to kind of share like what's been going on with me in the first trimester, how I've been feeling since I found out I was pregnant, and just all of the symptoms and weird things that happen when you're pregnant that I didn't know about until I experienced it. So currently, as of today, today is March 18th, and I am about 11 weeks pregnant. So I am 1 week away from being out of the first trimester, which is wild. It seems like it's flown by, but also at the same time seems like it's taken forever. The due date that I've gotten from my OB is October 8th. So what did I do after I found out I was pregnant? I started to write down my symptoms. So the first few days after I found out I was pregnant, my appetite significantly decreased. I was not hungry at all. I was not hungry in the morning. I wasn't necessarily like feeling sick yet. That was to come. I was experiencing a lot of cramping those first few days after finding out I was pregnant, which I believe after doing some research was implantation cramping, so totally normal. And then early February, like when I was about 5 weeks, because I found out super early. I found out when I was like 4 weeks pregnant. So at about 5 weeks, the cramping sort of started to subside. So the next day after we found out we were pregnant, I immediately made an appointment with an OBGYN. I went to my first appointment. I was so nervous. So my first appointment was on Valentine's Day. I was about 6 weeks pregnant, and so I really did not know what to expect. I didn't know if they were gonna do an ultrasound. I didn't know if this was just like a meet and greet for, a beginning of a pregnancy. So I went and I was super nervous. I did get to bring my husband. She said that, he would be able to wait in the lobby and then come back with me, like once the appointment started and everything. And once I got through like the nurse section of the appointment. So, I answered a bunch of questions from the nurse. I did my weight, my height, all that good stuff. Talked about any like symptoms I was having so far. So the nurse practitioner helped me figure out my due date based off my ovulation and my last period and all that. And she then told me that we would not be doing an ultrasound. And I was very disappointed because obviously, I want to see the baby and all of that. But, so whatever, she's like, okay, I'm going to give you an order for an ultrasound and you can go like in a week or two. And I was like, okay. So I go to check out with the receptionist, and the receptionist was like, oh, did you meet the actual doctor, like the actual OBGYN? And I was like, no, I didn't. And she was like, oh, she's right there if you want to say hi. And so the actual OB came over and started chatting with me. So kind. She was like, congratulations. Like, that's so exciting. You're pregnant. She's like, when are you coming back to see me? And I was like, oh, well, I'm coming back in 2 weeks, but they gave me an order to go get an ultrasound. And she was like, oh, well, I could just do your ultrasound right now. And I was like, what? And I was like, and she's like, yeah, I can just do it right now if you want. And I was like, of course I want. So I was able to call Jordan back, and we got to do an ultrasound. It was a transvaginal ultrasound, not a like over the stomach ultrasound, which is very typical in, the first few weeks. I just remember sitting there, laying there. I was so nervous, and she was like, yep, you're definitely pregnant. And I was like, just hearing that, I was so ecstatic. It was way too early to hear a heartbeat, but we did get to see the heartbeat, which I will insert a video up here.
Okay, let's see if that... Oh yeah, I see some movement there. Cool. That's awesome. Wow.
Seeing that flicker on the screen was just the reassurance that we needed, and it gave me peace of mind for a little while after that. So after the first appointment, they gave me a call and let me know that they still wanted me to go do another ultrasound. So I did have an order for an ultrasound. And so on February 24th, about a week-ish later, so basically the reason for the second ultrasound was because during the first ultrasound, because it was so early on, they weren't really able to get a great measurement on the baby and how far along I was. So they did want me to do an ultrasound at a radiology place, which I did on February 24th, and they measured me at that appointment that I was 7 weeks and 5 days. We did get to see the heartbeat again at that appointment, which was amazing. It was definitely a different experience than having an ultrasound at my OB. I think because this was at a radiology place, like they didn't necessarily specialize in babies or in pregnancy. So the technician didn't really have the best bedside manner, which is okay. I mean, it's fine. It's just when you're pregnant for the first time and you're overthinking everything and so nervous. I was laying there for so long before she said anything, before she was like, oh, the baby's fine, you know, here it is. Like, it was a really long ultrasound until she actually, like, let us know anything. But we did get to see the baby. She was measuring me at 7 weeks, 5 days, like I said. And then my next appointment back at my OB was on March 4th. So on March 4th, I was almost 9 weeks. And we did not do an ultrasound at my third appointment or my second appointment at the OB. It was just to talk about like the next steps, talk about genetic testing, talk about like family history. She kind of gave me the schedule for what the rest of the pregnancy looks like with appointments and stuff like that. And then after that OB appointment, she made an appointment for me to just do a blood draw, and that was on March 14th. I did the blood draw because we opted in to do genetic testing. Luckily, our insurance covered all of the genetic testing. So genetic testing is non-invasive. It's a non-invasive blood draw, and it can look for things like trisomy 13, Down syndrome, and it can also tell you the gender. Jordan and I definitely want to know the gender as soon as we can. So that was something that we were really excited about, and we're still waiting. We do not know what the gender is right now, but hopefully in like 7 to 10 days, we'll be able to find out. And then we will either find out together and then have a little party to surprise our family and let everyone know what the baby is. Or we might just tell like my friend who bakes cakes and have her do a gender reveal cake for us, and then we can be surprised along with everyone else. But yes, my next appointment is on March 29th, and that will be an ultrasound at another radiology place. It's a different one than last time, but it will be at a radiology place, and that appointment will also be for genetic testing. They're going to measure some fluid on the baby's spine and their nose, and I guess that can tell you if the baby is likely to have Down syndrome or not. So that will be the next appointment. We're hoping that it will be an over the tummy one, and we'll be able to hear the heartbeat for the first time at that appointment. So from the last ultrasound I had, which was about 7.5 weeks, to the next one, it's a total of 5 weeks that we've been waiting. We have less than 2 weeks until that appointment. So the wait has been long. It has been hard to wait, just mentally, hoping that everything is okay and that nothing has happened to the baby between the last time you saw it and the next time you're gonna see it. Can definitely be stressful, but yes, it is worth it, and some days go by fast and some days go by slow. So I'm really just taking it one day at a time, and we can't wait to see the baby, and hopefully everything will be okay. So I did want to mention a few symptoms that I've been having, because oh boy, are the symptoms real. So basically my symptoms have remained the same since week 6. Week 6 through now, these have been my symptoms. So nausea, or morning sickness as they call it. And so morning sickness is a term that is used for nausea in pregnancy, but it doesn't necessarily happen in the morning. For me, it does happen in the morning. So pretty much week 6 through 10, every morning, every single morning that I wake up, I am nauseous. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I am like, oh my God, I need to eat something. And so I've been keeping like Ritz crackers in my bedside, and that definitely helps. Like if I put food into my mouth as soon as I wake up, pretty much, it does make me feel a little bit better. I have not actually thrown up, which is great. I've definitely come close. I've definitely like been coughing and gagging, like where I thought I was about to throw up, and I, went to the toilet to throw up or to the trash can or whatever, and I've almost thrown up in my car a couple times. But definitely as the weeks went on, it seemed to get a bit worse, but now that I'm in week 11, it is seeming to get a bit better. So I'm hoping that that just means that as the weeks keep continuing, that it will get better. But yes, nausea has been my biggest symptom. Like I said, I mean, it's been pretty consistent in being that it's every single day. And then, occasionally throughout the day, I'll just get like twinges of nausea, but nothing like debilitating. I've only had one day where I was feeling so bad at work that I was like, I need to go home early. But overall, I've been feeling pretty good. It could be so much worse. I know some women like literally can't stop throwing up and just like are glued to the toilet for the first few weeks. So lucky that I'm just experiencing the feeling of being nauseous and not necessarily throwing up. Very grateful for that. The second symptom that I have been experiencing and I'm still experiencing is tenderness in my breasts. So my breasts have definitely been changing. Like one day I just looked in the mirror and was like, whoa, those look different. So yes, my breasts have definitely grown already, and they are very tender, and my nipples are very tender, like more tender than my actual boob. The nipples are so tender. So that's fun. Definitely not like the worst symptom ever. Like, I mean, it's fine unless, someone accidentally like hits my boob or something. Like it's the next symptom that I don't know if this is really a symptom, but this is just like a side effect of being pregnant, but my like chest and shoulders and a little bit of my back has been so broken out. So before I got pregnant, I was on the pill for about 10 years. And when I was on the pill, I did not have body acne. The pill basically cured covered up my body acne with like the hormones that were being regulated. But now that I'm off of the pill, it's either because I'm off of the pill or it's because I'm pregnant. All the hormones are just, I'm having such bad hormonal breakouts on my body, not even really my face. I mean, my skin isn't the greatest it's ever been, that's for sure, but my body is really like the change that I've noticed in that it's so broken out. Like I literally can't even wear like something sleeveless or something like V-neck because I feel so insecure about my chest and the way it looks. So that is something that I'm hoping as the weather gets warmer, maybe I can get a bit of a tan or like just some sun on my skin or something, that it will help. And I've been, trying to just keep it clean, wash it, not touch it, etc. Oh, and I forgot, another symptom that I've been having is bloating. I've been super bloated. It kind of looks like I have a baby bump, but really it's just my stomach and it's bloated, which is fine. I'm trying to embrace all these changes and just be happy that I'm pregnant and that all these changes in my body just mean that I'm pregnant and I'm growing a human. And I could not be more happy with that fact that everything, even the nausea, like it just gets overridden with the joy of knowing that I'm growing. The joys of being pregnant. Am I right, Evie? So the last thing that I wanted to mention was a few just like fun pregnancy things, I guess. So the first one is things that I've been craving. So I've definitely had bouts of like really enjoying foods and then the feeling passing and me not enjoying them so much. But these are a few things that I have been craving that I've never really craved before that I'm like, this must be pregnancy craving. So number one, ice cream. Ice cream sundaes in particular, like a McDonald's, you know, vanilla, hot fudge, whipped cream sundae. I'm kind of over that craving now, but right now I'm in a big French toast kick. I don't know. I saw a picture of French toast one time. Hadn't been able to get it out of my head since, and now I eat French toast like every single morning. Like a piece of bread, cream cheese, and then strawberries, and then like put it as a sandwich and then French toast it and put syrup on it, and oh, it is so good. Pickles, I've definitely been craving pickles. That's more of like a salty food that I've been craving. I don't even know if I'm really craving them. They just taste really good. And same with cereal, something I never ate before pregnancy, but since being pregnant, I'm like, ooh, cereal sounds good. So cereal and pickles are just like the two foods that have been sounding good, where I'm like, yeah, I could definitely eat that. Whereas like some things I look at and I'm like, I could absolutely not eat that right now. And then the last thing is dreams. I've been having super vivid dreams. I've dreamt about having twins. I've like wrote down my dreams in my phone. So I've dreamt about having twins. I dreamt about like a shooting. I dreamt that I woke up and I was bleeding. I dreamt about my high school reunion. I dreamt about twins again, twin girls in particular, which is funny because I'm definitely not having twins, but I've dreamt about them twice. I had a dream that I left Evie in a hot car, which was so horrible. The dreams when you're pregnant are extremely vivid, and I just woke up being like, oh my God, like it just felt so real. So I would never leave you in a hot car, Evie, don't worry. But yes, those are some of my cravings. Those are some of my dreams that I've had, kind of random. But yeah, so right now, I mean, overall, I'm feeling good. Yeah, coming up, we're really excited to find out what the gender is. We are going to have a gender reveal, so I'll definitely record that as much as I can. We're going to have a gender reveal like party with just really close friends and family. Nothing crazy. I think we're just going to like cut a cake and find it out that way. So yes, my next appointment is on the 29th. I hope that everything goes smoothly and that everything is okay in there with this little babe. And yeah, that's pretty much my like week 6 through 10 update. No, 6 through 11. I'm 11 weeks tomorrow. So woo! It is trucking along. I cannot wait to be out of the first trimester. I'm so excited to be out of the first trimester. I've heard that, you know, your symptoms decrease after the first trimester, and, you know, your risk for miscarriage decreases significantly after the first trimester. So I'm just very ready to have all those things done with and enjoy being pregnant in the second and third trimester. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Evie loves you. Say bye, Evie. Bye.